In a follow-up to the video I did on testing the glow plugs and the relay and the bits and pieces on that 300 TDI, an interesting question came about as to how could you test the glow plugs in situ? Can you do it with resistance? Well, in this case resistance is futile, because depends on the mark of the make of your glow plug. They vary tremendously and you can get a false impression that the glow plug's working. So what I've got here, I've got a bear mark glow plug. These are Chinese ones. And I've also taken out number 1 glow plug, the Beru one, out of the 300 TDI, and we're going to measure the resistance of these two to find out the difference. I don't know how, but we'll think of something. I hope this comes out alright, because I'm mid-project on my bench, so I'm doing something. Now, we've got two glow plugs here. We've got a Beru one, which I took out of the 300 TDI, which we saw working. And we've got a Bearmark one, which is a cheap Chinese one. The good thing about the Chinese ones, the only thing I like about them, it comes with a nut. The Beru ones don't come with a nut. I've got the multimeter here. I've set it so at the moment the two contacts are open. When I touch them together, it'll go to 0. Can you see that? Now, I'm going to test first the Beru. They are tricky to do because the resistance is quite low. See, look how it changes. 4, 5, 6. Right, did you see that? It's very difficult to get a good figure on it. 2.5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6. Let's call it 7. Let's call it 7 because I've got a little bit of resistance from the anti-seize on there. But this is a brand new one, straight out the box. Five. 0.5, 0.6. See, it's very difficult to tell. So the best way is to get a piece of wire. If you're going to test the glow plugs in situ, it's the best way to do it is to get a piece of wire the same thickness, the same gauge as this. Now, we're in North America and I can't tell you what, if I tell you what the gauge is here in North America, it's completely different to something else. So please check domestically for a piece of wire that gauge, if you see what I mean. I tried to find it in the book, I couldn't find out what the hell it is. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. But I thought, just for fun, because we've done this before, why don't we do a test to see the speed of these two glow plugs, the difference. Because the resistance didn't seem to be very different at all. I think. Did I say 0.6? It should have been 0.6, 0.7, that's right. The reason, when I'm looking at it at an angle, there's an actual little spark that dropped on here and right where the decimal point would be. Right, less of that rambling, let's get set up. Right, for your entertainment, I've got the two glow plugs now wired up using the original wire, so they're connected together in the vise, which is grounded, which would represent your engine block. This is the Chinese one, this is the Beru one, right? So I haven't done this yet, so this is the first time. And I've put a little bit of black plastic at the back so that we can see the speed. Are you ready? See, this one's got the edge. Interesting, eh? That Chinese one warmed up better than I expected, actually. And that's probably because the resistance is the same. Let's do it again. There we go, look at that. This one is a little bit better, but what I was concerned about was the longevity of them, of the Chinese ones, because I've had them blow out in the past like nobody's business. But that was interesting, wasn't it? What else can we do? Oh, here, I'll tell you what we'll do. Just a second. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? So the resistance were very much equal and the speed was very much equal. But the ones I tested before many years ago, there was a distinct difference with the good quality ones and the cheapy Chinese ones. So hit and miss, isn't it? You just don't know what you're getting. So what should we have a look at on time on Land Rovers? Well, this is a defective glow plug relay timer. As you can see in the bottom, it's filled with resin, so you can't really get into it. But I know this isn't working because the only way to test it really is to substitute it with one that you know that works. You could mess about with the resistance and things like this. But the other day, when I was testing this, the glow plugs out on the 110, I was saying that the light was on the dash, and it was. The reason for that is these are the two main contacts, so you got one power and one going to your glow plugs. But these here, these little wires, there's one ground, one goes off your starter, I think, and the other one goes to the light. So when you turn your key for your starter, it puts a current into here that switches it on, hence it switched the light on. It's a little bit complicated circuit, but not that much to follow. But that was the reason why the light would come on, but the relay didn't, because it had no power. So what in effect it was working, and you couldn't hear it click because there was no power to it. So I've got an idea. Why don't we cut this up and have a look inside and see what's in it? And there we are. You can see inside there is a circuit board. It's not just an ordinary relay. There's a little circuit board in there, and somewhere in there there's a temperature sensitive thing. Because if the temperature's too warm it won't switch on, or it'll reduce it by the time, if you see what I mean. So the colder it is, the longer it'll come on. But you can see why this one failed. It's got corrosion in it. Water's got under the seal and corroded out under here. Are they worth fixing? I'm not sure really. I'm not sure at all, you know. But they are kind of complicated. That's why they're so expensive. So have a good look at that, because it's gone. See you later.